Hello folks, welcome in. My name is Bethan and this is Bethan Plays Games. If you are new here, hello. I'm all about cozy gaming for the curious minds, exploring everything from story-rich RPGs and mysteries to fun little indie adventures, but everything is played in a very relaxed, very cozy style. Today, we're doing something that is completely out of my comfort zone because we are doing a face-to-face sit-down video, and I've never done this before, and I'm still very new to this, and I'm still particularly shy. Could you believe it? But I've decided to dedicate my Monday uploads to have something to do with The Sims, because a lot of us here love The Sims. All I want to do is talk about The Sims. All I want to do is play The Sims. So I thought, rather than uploading 2 variety games a week, I would have my Thursday uploads stick to being a variety game and have my Monday uploads to be challenges, to be stuff like this. I'm thinking about doing another Let's Play and have my Mondays be exclusively The Sims. So if that sounds interesting to you, then I would absolutely love for you to stick around. Like I say, today we are doing a sit-down video, but this one is actually a very exciting one because we are going to be looking into my mods folder, and hopefully, if you'd like it to be, this is going to be part 1 of a 3-part series where we look into my mods folder, we look into my cast folder and my BuildBuy folder. Today we'll be looking at my gameplay mods, however, because you'll be able to see in a second, I have so many BuildBuy items, so many CC items that it cannot all be in one video. And when I am shopping for CCs, for mods, for whatever, I always turn to YouTube. So I'm hoping that this is going to be a little bit informative, a bit interesting, and also maybe entertaining. Who knows? Without further ado, let's dive into it. Grab a cup of tea first and get comfortable. I think we need to dive into it. Let's go. So I want to just point out that I use the Sims 4 Mod Manager by Game Time Dev. I freaking love this software. Every time you click into it, it gives you a pop-up of what needs updating and if you want to update it. And I really, really swear by this, especially when there's big updates. And I believe there's an update coming up. So if you don't have a mod manager, I really, really recommend it. I'm sure you will do. I try and be very organized with my mods folder because otherwise it can be a bit of a slog to get through. So everything is in a little bit of an order. I say that, the order works for me, kind of. Some of these mods have been in my game for as long as I've had the game. So I actually don't know what is main game and what is mods at this point, because some of them just work in the background and they are just imperative to my gaming. And also I must mention, there is a lot of occult mods in here purely for my legacy challenge, but also I like to play with the occults. There are some realistic mods in there, and going into 2026 I am looking at getting some more realistic mods popped into this folder, especially because I have a legacy challenge for me to do next year, which is going to be a little bit more of a realistic one. Anyway, I think we should just get into it. So it's all in alphabetical order, so it's going to sound absolutely ridiculous, but this one I have Aliens Reloaded by Kayaka. Are you joking, Bethan? It's Kayaka. This is literally, I've just put this into my game after Plot Twist Plumbar popped it in my comments about Alien Reloaded, because in my Occult Legacy Challenge, my heir has to be an alien. So I thought, okay, let's add a little bit more gameplay. To be honest, I don't really know what this has to offer. All I know is that it just gives aliens a lot more gameplay. I really like the reloaded concept because it gives you so much gameplay, especially for the occults. I've got a lot of BuildBuy. 2,156, 72 pages of BuildBuy. So I'll go through that in another video. Not every single one, but I'll go through all of my favorite CC creators and things like that and what packs that I like from them. Another one that I really, really recommend is Better BuildBuy by Team X. I really enjoy this one. You don't have to, use any cheats. You can literally just click buttons for move objects on. You can click a button for live edit objects and debug and things. And it's just super easy because a lot of people don't really know the cheats. I, for one, I'm awful for knowing cheats. So this one I really, really recommend for BuildBuy. This is another essential for me. It's the Better Pie menu, and I really like this one. It makes the pie menu as concise as it can be for The Sims. It's got like little logos and stuff. It just makes it a little bit more of a nicer experience when you're going into those social pie menus. I've got quite a few careers which I'll go through as well. So I like to use Kiara Sims for mods for her aspirations and her careers. So you can see a lot of these. So I've got a paranormal career by A Deep Indigo, but for the Kiara's ones, I've got the astronomer career, I've got the cyber crime investigator career, I've got the firefighter active career. I don't know if the active careers actually work because I did have the teaching one and it didn't work. So I don't know if they do. Like, I haven't tried out the firefighter one yet, but I know I want to have a sim become a firefighter. With the firefighter career, you can have the firefighter superhero aspiration, which is what I've got, and then you've also got the firefighter lot, which I also have. It's going to be somewhere in here. I have a fortune teller career, the journalism active career, I've got the lawyer active career, military active career as well, the resort owner, this is what I want to do for my rags to riches. I've got the rocket scientist active career, a spa specialist, I've got the travel culture fanatic one, I've got a video game developer, I've got a video game streamer, and the world class detective. So they're all from Kira's Sims 4 mods. I really recommend, as well as the aspirations. I really like those ones. I do have this one by Lily Valley. It's the lycanthropy researcher. I was going to use this in another of my saves, which didn't turn out, but I've kept it in the game. So you research werewolves in this career, so that sounds really interesting to me. I've got a tarot reader and a pastry chef as well in this one, and I think that's all I've got. Yeah, I've got control any sim. This comes in clutch all the time. I actually think this is like the top one. You can quickly click on any sim, control them for as long as you want. If your sim's on a really bad date, for example, you can click on the sim that they're on a date with and you can control what they do. So you can micromanage a little bit better with the control any sim. Again, for me, I like the Sims just to be the Sims, and I'm just here for it. I think I used it with Kian in my live stream where I got him down into the basement so I could lock him up. So I could control him to get into the house so I can lock him in the basement. Coven of Darkness is a very new one for me. I actually don't know what this is. I just like the idea of witches because, again, I'm an occult girly, and it comes with like a divination table, it comes with a candle set, it comes with a lot more gameplay. Again, I haven't played with this one yet, but I'm very excited to. I've got the Education Overhaul by A Deep Indigo. So this has extracurricular activities. You can have a boarding school with this. You can have field trips with this mod. There are a lot more homework choices for you to do and things like that. I really enjoy it. There's school milestones. There's school breaks. Actually, that's actually a good one. You can go on school breaks and things, which I really like. I think the high school pack isn't great. To be honest, it's not great. So this actually gives you, again, a lot more gameplay. This is kind of a running theme for me. I really enjoy a lot more gameplay in The Sims. And then also we have the Ballet Club After School Activity by Kira Sims 4 mods as well. And then lastly, we've got more students in the classrooms. So I've got students set to 24 because it's a lot more realistic and it becomes a lot more enjoyable, in my opinion, to have more than like 5 Sims enter a classroom. So that is my educations. Here are my extras. So this has a lot of the kind of the more essential ones that you need in order to have mods work in your game. So like I've got the core mod, the Lot 51 core, the XML injector, which is the ones that you need. But I've also got better romance, I've got the cry mod, I've got better autonomy, which actually works, which I really appreciate. I hate when all my sim wants to do is be on the computer or be on their phone or watch TV. I freaking hate it. So that really helps for that one. I've got the sit on the ground mod. I've got a painting overhaul as well because the paintings in The Sims are pretty crummy. So I do, really appreciate having nicer art prints that I can hang on my wall if I want to. These are my working cells. So this is what Kian was in my Occult Legacy Challenge. I really like them. I haven't left the lot with them in the game yet, so it'd be interesting to see if the people that you have locked away are still there when you come back. I have the restricted romance mod and the emotional inertia mod. I've also got the read in bed. Sims can either read on top of the covers or under the covers, which I think is really realistic. Your skills don't go up, so if you're reading a skill book, it's as though you're just reading a standard book, but it gives a lot more realistic gameplay. This is a new one as well. This is the ISO Love photo camera, so you're able just to put the camera anywhere and click away, and it doesn't have to be like a selfie or anything like that, and you've got a lot more of kind of a wider grasp in your photos, because that's something that I really want to start doing more in my legacy challenges. We have better Smology panel, which I cannot live without. We also have interactions from the past. I cannot remember what this is like, but I've still got that in there. Again, this is what I'm saying. I don't know that this is not base game because this has been in my game for so many years. I have better exceptions mod by Team X as well, which is really good because it pops up kind of what mods may not be good for your game and what mods could potentially be breaking your game. You, especially after an update, you'll get like a huge pop-up in grey saying critical. This is what's breaking your game. There's a 100% chance this is breaking your game, which makes sorting through your mods after an update so much better. So I really recommend really anything from Team X. What I find quite funny though is the Team X mods will always come up on the better exceptions. So for instance, your BuildBuy always comes up on the red, like this could be breaking your game, you need to update this. All of them come up on that, which I find so funny. I've got the UI cheats extension as well, which I like. Anything to do with the UI you can cheat. So you can cheat the time, you can cheat their needs, anything you can look at whilst playing The Sims you can change with the UI cheats extension, which I really like. And I also have the weather realism overhaul. This again has been in my game since I downloaded The Sims onto this computer. So yeah, I really like that one. So it just makes the weather a lot more realistic. We also have home regions. This one, again, is another essential for me. And this keeps The Sims in the home regions. So you would never see someone from Willow Creek living in Sulani. You would never see someone in Snowy Escape World in Windenburg. I find that so imperative to my gameplay because it really takes me out of the game when I see someone from Brychester living it up in Sulani. It takes me right out of it. So this keeps all of those in the home lots. Yes, you get a lot more randomly generated NPCs, but I prefer that than seeing frickin', I don't know, the land grabs in Snowy Escape. So I really like that. And to go alongside that, I have the language barriers mod. This is a love-hate one. Okay, it's actually kind of infuriating. This mod creates languages for pretty much most of the different worlds that you have. So if you're from Willow Creek, you speak Simlish, but if you want to go to Ravenwood, you have to learn their language. Otherwise they get a pop-up saying that they're so confused and they're tense and they're embarrassed because they have no idea what people are talking about. With that, you've got, you know, different modes for you to learn the language, which I find really interesting. You can gain skills in these certain languages as well. There are traits, language savant as well. So this one's a really good one. I really like this one. It is just a bit annoying when you want to go on holiday and you can't speak the language because no one will understand you, you won't understand them. But it's very realistic. Again, like I say, I don't really do realistic mods. However, there's some of them that I really enjoy. We have lifetime aspirations reworked, but as you can see, it's actually not working. This one gives you a lot more aspirations, but this one is the one in particular that breaks my game every single time there's an update. So I don't even think I need it anymore. I've got a few from Little Miss Sims as well. So I've got First Love here. I've also got Forced to Leave. I freaking love that one. I've got More Visitors. So what you can do with this one is every community lot, you can click on the door and then you can request more visitors and more Sims will turn up, which I really like. I've got Personal Objects. So frickin' Sims aren't coming in and using my oven to cook a cake in my house. And you've got personal chairs, personal computers and things. I also have a roommates. So you're able to choose which roommates you have, which I think is amazing because I don't want to live with a random townie. I want to be able to choose the people that I live with. And then this one is very important to me and it's change into everyday wear when you're inside. I really like that one. They naturally change into their everyday wear when they're inside the lot. Sleep all night. That's a much needed one. Little Miss Sims Sleep All Night, and it works. And then social activities is another one that I really like because you can send your toddler to preschool with this one. You can literally send your toddler 2 days after it's born away, which I like. You could tell that I like because I'm not very good with the kids. I've got a couple from Lot 51. I've got Bird Life. That's when you can see all the pigeons and the seagulls. I've got Free Range. Your farm animals can be outside as well. They're not just cooped up in their stables. It's not really a stable, is it? What is it? Barn? Barn. I've got Hotels, which this one, I haven't played with this one yet. I'm really excited actually about this one. If you are interested in this, I would recommend Satchel Sims's full video on it. Since watching that, I downloaded it into this one I cannot remember. Plum Bros, I don't know what that is. Oh, plumbing maybe? I don't know. Lampino, I've got a few mods from Lampino. I've got the First Impressions mod, which I freaking love. I find it so funny. Every person you meet, you get a first impression of them. They get a first impression of you. Could be good, could be bad. It's really funny. I really like it. I've got the LGBTQIA+ mod, which I really enjoy as well because it gives you full access to toggling your Sims sexuality. You can change so much about their sexuality, which I really like, and it's very good for gameplay. I have the No Strings Attached mod. Why do I have that? I have no idea. Have I used it? Potentially. I can't remember. I've got the Psychic Sims from Lampino, Rambunction's Religions, which I'm really excited about. I haven't played with this one yet, but you can create cults. Okay, I'm happy with that. Limpino Toolbox is another essential one. Talents and weaknesses I really like as well from them. It gives you 2 talents and 2 weaknesses. With your talents, your skill gain is increased. With your weaknesses, your skill gain is lower, so it takes longer to learn these skills, and I think it's a really interesting way to play The Sims, and they're completely random as well, so that's super fun. Luna Brittany ones, these are fairly new, but this one I'm really excited about, because this, apart from this one, I believe all of them are world fixes. So it gives snow in Ravenwood. Strangerville is ordinarily a very hot world, but if you watch my Occult Legacy challenge, you can see that they're very cold. So it gives a little bit more of a well-rounded experience in each different world, because Ravenwood, come on, I want some snow there. So this mod will allow you to have that. And I also have the no werewolves eyeliner and paws, because that freaking annoyed me seeing all the black and the brown around the eyes, which I really like. MC Command Sensor, I've got personality please. I can't remember what this one is. Again, this one's been in my game for a very long time. I've got some poses for when I'm doing thumbnails. This one's a very recent addition as well. It's the realistic birth mod. Rai actually mentioned this in one of my live streams, and with my legacy challenge, I think it'll be a little bit more fun to have a bit more of a realistic birth, because in my first birth, I was just wondering what the heck happened, and then all of a sudden she just popped them out. So I think this will be a fun one. Limpino's RPO mod as well. That's everyone loves this one. Don't ask me why I've got this. I actually don't know why I have this, but I've got the survivalist mod. Hunted animal meat. Are you joking? I don't know why I've got this, but I've kept it. I think this is a fairly new one. I have no idea why I've got that, but you know, it's staying. I've got teen stories and activities. This is by Maple Bell, and this just gives your teens some more activities to do, which I enjoy. Searchable pose player, that's for my poses. I've got some, okay, look, these are all grayed out because these ones have broken my game, so I'm waiting for them to be updated. To be fair, they could be updated already. Lumia broke my game for a little bit, so I'm just a bit too scared to activate them. This is my cast background. It's by That One Green Leaf, and it's the Vampire Study. Of course it is. It's me. I have the no blue. To be fair, if this one works, the no blue and the no glow, if they work, then I'm sure the other ones will work. But they're just the cast lighting. I have a lot of people ask me what lighting, if I have reshade or anything like that in my game, and I don't. I just have the Sunblind Softer Haze or Softer Haze Sunblind lighting mod installed into all of my worlds. I really enjoy it. It gives you sunsets, gives you a very realistic, very beautiful light. I also have the no blue and no glow by Lumia. No blue is basically when it's really dark outside. Usually the Sims lighting is very blue, it's like navy, whereas this one completely gets rid of that blue, and it's a much more realistic nighttime light. I have the darker. They've got dark, darker and darkest, or maybe mine's the darkest one, I can't remember, but I've chosen to have the darker version, so it's, like I said, a lot more realistic. I've got standstill and Cass, because that freaking annoys me. I've got more columns in CAS. This one does break your game after the update, so keep that in mind, but I've got the 4-column one. These ones did break my game as well. The teen aspirations love to break my game. This one, I was really wanting for it to work again, but it hasn't. I actually tried to install it back into my game and it broke my game again. But it's the no makeup when you're in CAS for, you know, when you're randomized townies, because it's so annoying when they literally got like clown makeup on, but it's broken still. So the last one I've got is the color sliders UI, which I really like. So when you're in CAS, you have the color sliders of like saturation and brightness or whatever, but it's only on some selected options. This one pretty much does it for everything, which I really like. But this one likes to break my game as well. So all of the UI ones do like to break your game after the update, so just keep that in mind. And then we've got world maps. So this is just changes the world maps, which I like. This is another new one for me, but I love it. I love it. I use the 20th Century Plumb Bob. However, there are some that 20th Century Plumb Bob hasn't done. So I use the Philippe Sims, and that basically is all of my mods, minus obviously the BB and CC. So I'll go through those with what they look like in the world as well. The mods that I am wanting to pick up, I want to get the Mermaids Reloaded mod. Okay, I really want it because mermaids in The Sims isn't great. We have a mermaids generation, so I definitely want it for them. And then I also want it for potentially my Rags to Riches challenge. I don't know, I think it could be fun. I also want a prison mod. I don't know why. I'm just really interested in what a prison mod has to offer, but there are only really old ones. So if you do have any recommendations for prison mods, please let me know. As you can see, I do not have Wicked Whims. Roma. I do not have Wonderful Whims, nor do I have Life Drama, any of the extreme violence or extreme drama mods, because I personally don't like, I'm a bit of a prude. I don't like the romance. I don't like romance, okay? But I don't like the romance, especially in The Sims. It's not what I play for, so that is not something that I'm really interested in. And also for the extreme violence, I don't really play like that. I don't really play with the drama. I did have the drama one installed quite a while ago, and I just had random arguing couples on their wedding day just show up in my house. But because my house is locked for people, they would never leave, and it was so annoying that I decided to I decided to just cancel that and get rid of it, because it happened like multiple times a week in game, and it was so annoying. And I also want the genie mod as well. I really want to create a genie, and I think I'm going to have that be another generation in the Occult Legacy Challenge, because it looks really, really fun. But they're the ones that I'm definitely sure that I want to but install into the game at some point. But yeah, I think that is everything. Let's send you over to the camera. But yeah, there we have it. That is exactly what is in my mods folder. If you have any recommendations on the mods that you have in your game and that you cannot live without, then please let me know. Like I say, I am trying to lean in towards the more realistic gameplay next year, as well as my occult gameplay. So if you have any realistic mods that you enjoy, again, I'm not really into Wicked Whims. I'm not really into Wonderful Whims. So if you have any other recommendations, then please, no hate, by the way. I don't care. I don't care. As long as you're of age, I really don't care. It's just not for me, okay? And let me know in the comments down below if you've picked any of these mods up for yourself. I would be really interested to see what you have taken away from this video, because I've been talking your ear off for a very long time. But that's it for me today, folks. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, keep it cozy, keep it curious, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.